We live. Look at you. It's not even a big deal. It's just regular people. How you guys? I'm just setting up because this is an impromptu live. I said last night that I was gonna have somebody come on live with me, and I didn't do that one person, but I have somebody who I feel like she has some unique. Is it okay to be on here?
Yes.
Okay, unique information. It shows. See, somebody logged in. Can you say hi?
Hello.
I'm just working. I'm just working. But you guys said you wanted to. You all want to be in the real day in the life with me. So here you are. Can you see me? I'm just gonna be working.
Yes.
But she always we give each other a lot of good information. Are you cold?
No.
Okay, so this she was just saying some stuff and I'm like, wow, it's powerful. And like I told you all, I target a certain client. I don't try to go after everyone. I look more for the professional women who appreciate business. You know, is it? Do you want me to cut them at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And just I just want mature people for clientele. I don't have time for all that silliness and da 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 da. And she has been really a joy to have around. So she was telling me some great stuff, and I'm like, we should go live because she's going to be starting a YouTube channel really, really soon. So I just want to give you all a snippet of some of the people that I meet and some of the people that I know, and she's going to share some things with you guys. Can you just say hi if you're here? Because my counter is always off, and we're just going to give people a minute to come in.
So we can talk about this good information.
Mm-hmm. This good information. I try to give people a warning. See, they're slowly logging in because we have to give them time. We have to give them time to get the notification I'm live.
Okay.
So people are slowly logging in. It says two. It's probably more than two. It's probably like six people.
Okay.
It'll build up as we get to talking. So we're talking about going after our dreams and everything, right? And
Mm-hmm.
a good part of that is about having good credit because it takes money to finance a lot of our dreams. If you have bad credit, that's something you have to look at too, trying to be an entrepreneur. You don't always need or have the cash, but your credit plays a very important part, right?
Yeah.
In obtaining your dreams and getting that salon space or getting all these supplies or the new chair or whatever it is you need. It's good to have good credit, a good financial backing. So I would like to introduce. I don't know if you want me to say your name. You don't have
Can.
to. Hmm?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to tell them who you are?
Yes, I am Nisha.
And you want to make sure we can hear you. I don't know how good the
Loud
sound
it
is.
is. Yeah. I'm Nisha and I work in the financial industry. So, a lot of us don't understand how important credit is, especially young people, especially entrepreneurs. Like everybody thinks that you're supposed to save money just to spend your money, but actually your credit is like an investor. Like that's like a company investing in you. So you have to use it. And we're so scared of it. Like so many people scared to get credit cards. So many people scared to use credit cards, and that just comes from the lack of discipline. But you need credit. There's nothing that you can do without credit, especially when you're young and especially when you're an entrepreneur. Anybody who wants to, like she said, open up their own shops and make their own money, eventually run their own company, starts with being able to borrow money. Because no one with money uses their own money.
Nope.
No one.
That's a secret. That's a key right there.
Yep.
You will go broke fast if you're using all your most liquid assets, which is cash, right?
Yep. Cash is king, but you want to always hold on to it because it is liquid. It is something that you need to keep for yourself. You build your cash and just learn how to borrow. That's never in Borrow is never ending. Like that's something that you're always going to be able to do as long as you do it right.
And can you all hear us okay? I just want to make sure because she has a very calming, soft voice. You know, my voice is abrasive and reach all across the world. But can you all hear her? I just wonder if you can. And I hope you don't mind me telling these people because she's very humble, and I'm not gonna put your business out there, but this woman right here knows her stuff. Let me tell you something. She's saying I work if this woman rolls. She says it's a little low. Let me see if this. I turned the volume up. Can you see her? Is this better?
I'm gonna try to talk a little bit louder.
This woman is very humble, but y'all want to know something? This woman runs. Is it okay to say? This woman runs an entire bank. She runs a whole bank. When you walk in the bank, she's the person in charge of the bank. Okay? And she's just, I just work in financial services. This woman is somebody I felt like you guys need to listen to and hear what she has to say because she's always teaching me new things every time she comes. So, okay, I'm going to let you finish.
So, like the biggest problem and the biggest issue that I see, well, actually two, is people are scared to get credit, use credit. They're scared of it. I don't know. I know that there's a fine line between being able, needing credit and actually wanting it. But we have to understand that in order for you to effectively manage credit, you have to get it when you don't need it. Like you don't want to get a credit card because you have to make this large purchase or you have to make have some repairs done. You don't want to wait until then because then you're exhausting this whole entire credit card. You need to get it when you don't need it. So that way you can use it slowly, pay it back slowly, and start to build.
And don't you feel like a lot of people, that's how you get caught into being forced into getting some type of predatory lending loan?
Yes, that's how you get forced into having to accept those extremely high annual percentage rates. That's how you get forced into paying back high interest rates on products that you can't even negotiate because you can't say, well, you know, why am I paying this much money when I don't even have a credit established or when I have good credit? You can't argue that. You can't dispute that. You have to take what they give you when you don't have anything.
Yep.
It's like beggars can't be choosy. That's what applies to that. And there's so many people who, you know, get the credit and then do bad with it. They're not disciplined. They're not prioritizing. Like having $1,000 credit limit and thinking that that's what's available for them to use, and it's not.
Huh? You just said something.
Yes, 25%. So if you got $1,000 credit limit, the most you should be spending is $250 to $300.
And really lower, right?
If you can, you have to use it, but that's the max because if you look at your credit report or the FICO model, they want to see that you don't really need it, but you're using it because they don't want you to use 30%, more than 30% of your available credit. That's not a good thing. That reports to your credit report. So you need to be using less than 30%. So what you think you have, you really don't.
Nope. So, you know, I'm in this group and I was telling her about the group and I see people all day posting up saying, oh, I just got approved for $1,500 and I'm about to go shopping. And I look at these groups and I shake my head because they don't get it. Yeah, you got $1,500, but you shouldn't. They go out and max the card out right away.
Yep. And then when you need something, then you really don't have it to use. But then, you know, look at your credit score. If that's what you're starting with, $1,500, and how you gonna apply for that auto loan or that mortgage when you're using like your credit as if it's income? It's not income. It's to improve your monetary responsibility, and that's what it's for.
These are the things we have to look at as entrepreneurs. Like let's just say for someone in the beauty business, such as myself, what should we be doing? Like, should we set up a business account? Like, what do you suggest we do to set ourselves up to grow our business?
I always suggest that you keep funds separated. Like your personal and your business should always be separated. You shouldn't combine the two. And then you need to, just like you do with your personal credit and your personal finances, it's the same thing applies to your business. Because in order to get that line of credit to buy material, to buy machinery, you don't want to use your own money. You don't want to use the money that you have to pay your mortgage or rent space or your lease space for your business. You need to have those funds set aside. Mm-hmm. You need to be able to have a business credit card, which will have its own social security number. It wouldn't even be depending on what your business is. So if you go into a sole proprietorship, then yes, that could be linked to you. But LLCs and corporations, if that business credit card goes bad, it has its own credit score. So it's important for you to build that credit for the business name, just like you do for yourself. But it starts with you, because if you can't be disciplined in your own finances, how could you be disciplined in running a business, which is a whole nother household pretty much?
So let's break this down a little bit, because we have a lot of people that are young, they just graduated school, mm-hmm. and they want to really get their business started. They really want to do this from scratch. So what's step one? Like for the young girl that's 19, 20 years old, what should she be doing first? She don't even have a bank account.
She should get a bank account. Of course we believe in multiple streams of income. So you have to have income that's just for you. Because again, we don't want to mix the two. So build your own self up first. You put the money to the side to start your business. That'll be your business savings account. You do what you have to do, and whatever you do, if you're doing somebody's nails and that's the salon that you have, then that money goes back into the business. You can't use that for your personal expenses, and that's why it is important to have multiple streams of income. You have to be able to build that business up, and whatever you do that pertains to the business needs to go back into the business.
So should they be getting 2 bank accounts?
Absolutely. That's first and foremost. I have more than 3 bank accounts, and that's just because I like to keep things separated. I have money going into one account. This is just for my house. I have money going into another account, and that's just for my son. Money going into another account, and that's just for me to get my nails and hair and feet done.
Oh, wow.
So I keep things separated, and this is how you create a budget for yourself. Because I know that if I don't have it to get pay my bills, that money that I have in that account to get my feet done, that won't happen because it's not a priority. You have to prioritize and separate things. This is how you get to see how much you really have to work with. And a lot of people don't do that. They get to spend it on a Friday, Saturday night, and then they ain't got no money to pay their phone bill Monday morning. And this is how that happens.
Yeah, I hear stuff from a lot of my people that I know that are like bank tellers and stuff. Mm-hmm. And let me adjust this one little way.
Okay.
This is good information. I'm just trying to clarify some things because it can be intimidating. Like a lot of this bank stuff, I think people get intimidated. So when you say get a separate account, are you talking like, you guys, I'm trying to adjust the height and the angle. Are you saying that for, do like this, right? Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to angle it down a little bit. Do you want your wine?
Yes.
Okay. Separate account. Does it have to be a business account?
No.
Because some of us are not necessarily feel like we're ready, for all that. So when you say a separate account, we're not ready to do the LLC and all of that right away. We're just now getting into doing nails or hair or whatever. So how should we do it? Just go into the bank account. Go into the bank and ask for 2 checking accounts?
So most financial institutions have the same products and services. Like, let's be clear with that. So basically, people normally start off with a checking and a savings account.
Right.
For me, being someone that's starting off in the business, I will have a checking account, and whatever I want to put aside to really start this business with, I will put in a savings account. There are some financial institutions that have like prepaid accounts, or like those accounts that's $5 a month or $3.99 a month, you can actually use those particular accounts to put to the side for your business too, because it does come with debit cards. It does come with access online where you can monitor, where you can do like Zelle to transfer, have your clients make their payments, and you want all of those things to go into one account. You get to see how much you make a year. You get to see how much you spend a year. So it doesn't have to start off with a personal account and a business account. It just needs to be separated in some form of or fashion.
Okay, because I'm telling you, if I look at my my main bank account, I got a ton of Zelle, because most of my people pay me via Zelle. We don't even discuss payment really too much anymore, because they get the same thing, and they, before they walk out the door, they log in.
But wouldn't it be easier to see how much you spend and how much you get paid on a yearly basis?
Yeah.
If it's all in one account, you can always separate your account even on the online to show all your credits. That's all the money that went into this account, and all your debits. That's everything that you spent out of this one account for your business. So it don't have to be a business account, but you have to start with separating so you can see where you stand financially, and if you're able to actually afford to open that shop.
Now, every deposit that I have in my bank account is from nails. Every dollar is from nails. It's from the business.
Well, you a real business person.
Oh, okay. But I guess I was trying to clarify for myself and for other people, like, does it need to be a business account? Because I have not reset that up yet since I've been back in Chicago. Everything is just coming into that one particular account, but every deposit in that account is nails. Every single dollar, even if it's cash that I put in there, it's all from nails.
Yeah, no, it don't have to be a business account. It just needs to be separated, because that again shows you where you stand. If you plan on expanding, you want to see what you're working with, and if those debits every year exceed the credits, you know that you're not ready to expand your business at that time. You can check that on a monthly basis, how much income you made. From your business, and see, maybe I need to purchase your book about how to get your clientele up,
Look at her, shameless plug. Thanks, girl.
Yes. Yes.
That's funny, because there is one line that I look at every month on my statements, and that one line tells me it's basically my monthly income.
Yep.
And I know I can tell you on the low end how much I bring in a month. And I can tell you on the higher end in the months of the year that I'm, peaking, and this is when I make my most money.
Yep. And then you adjust accordingly. Yep. You adjust to how you advertise, how much when you do a sale, when you do different things. You adjust based on how much income you learn your business that way. And then you open your business account and apply for that business credit card or a line of credit based on that.
And that's, you guys, when you can start saying, oh, I'm in a position now, once I've done all these things, now I could go ahead and possibly look into opening or, using my business credit, right? I don't know if I'm saying this correctly.
Yes.
And I could go ahead and maybe purchase some space or rent out a space and build out some suites. That's when you do that, because you've done all the groundwork up front.
Yeah, and you know truly how much you're making and how much you're spending, how much the business is bringing in. Not anything that you're doing on the side. Not when you go out with your friends and y'all have dinner and they quick pay you. It shouldn't go into that business account, because that's not a part of your income that you're making from the business.
Right. So you're saying it does not necessarily have to be a business bank account to start, but you do need to have a separate account.
Absolutely.
For all these different transactions. So somebody got 10 people here, it's probably more, but somebody's been saying something. Somebody said, all these people called it live. Exactly. You need a paper trail, especially if you want to get a loan for certain things in the future. Those bank statements are your proof. That's what you're saying?
Yep. As to what you bring in and where it's coming from. Because they always want to know, even if you're getting a personal loan, where your money coming from. You're not just going to pop up with $20,000 in your account and they're not going to question it when, they want to make sure that this is your money that you earned and how you got it. And that's how you do that.
And I will say even now, you guys, and I think I've said it before, I never have had to have a cosigner for anything in my entire life. Ever, ever, ever. And even being a nail tech, even getting an apartment or a car, my bank statements have become my check stubs to a certain degree in the beginning because I could not afford initially to just jump in and get on payroll. Even though I do have a company now, and it's in the book, that, you know, is inexpensive to set it all up, but that my bank statements essentially are my proof. So when I went to apply for this place here, I just told them what I did. I showed them my license, you guys, and then I showed them my bank statements, and I was approved within 24 hours, just like everybody else.
I don't think no one now, even when you go to purchase a car, I don't think they ask for pay stubs unless you don't have a bank account. They care about that direct deposit that you steadily have coming in. When they ask for your bank statements, that's the only thing that they're looking for. They don't care about what you bought at Jewel and what you spent your money on. They want to see that consistent flow of income.
Yep.
That's what they want to see. At the top of your statement, it tells you how much income you had coming in for the month. So, yes, that's what they're paying attention to.
Oh, I'll let you all look this way. I don't know if you want to. She don't have to. Do you want to be on camera?
I don't have to be, as long as they can hear me.
Can you all hear her? So they probably looking at what I'm doing. But see, and that's the thing. A bank statement is an official statement.
It is. Absolutely.
It's more official to me than a darn check stub because there are companies you can go online and just print up fake check stubs and all that. That's nothing.
And then so many people in this day and age don't even use checks. They have direct deposit where the funds is going directly into your account. Mm-hmm. So they know that in this time that's what people is doing. They have a bank account. Now, if you don't have a bank account, it probably be a little bit harder for you to make those type of purchases because they want to have your bank statement. They want to have references just in case they want to have your check stubs. They want to have references. They want to have so much more because it's hard for them to prove that, number one, your statement is real, and number two, is it how consistent it's been. They can see that. They can see that with your bank account.
So the bank account is fine. The bank account is fine. And for those of you all who are just logging in, this lady has a lot of information. She runs an entire bank.
Yes.
She runs an entire bank. Like, she interviews everyone. She's in charge. She's in charge. So what she's saying, you want to listen. She's training the tellers and everyone.
Yes.
Yep.
Most definitely. And we're just so confused. Like, and banks, they don't, they want to give you like auto loans. Because they want the money. But some things that you have to be careful with is making sure that your credit is okay so you won't have to pay a high annual percentage rate or interest rate on anything that you borrow. Anybody can get a car, but do you want to pay $1,000 a month or you can pay $500 a month?
Yep.
Like, no. And that's what it's about. They'll let you borrow, and trust me, they don't want to try to take the car back or deny you. They want the money. They don't want that. They don't want to foreclose on your home because they don't want the house.
They want to make that interest.
They want to make that interest, and that's what people don't understand. Your credit is very important. It's very important for you to maintain it. You can't be scared of it. Like, you have to make sure that you embrace it and just be disciplined enough to use it.
Thank you for this live.
You're welcome.
That's right. I said, girl, I'm about to put you on live because she is giving out some gems. We were talking about credit too. And she was telling me something I didn't know about credit.
Yeah, your credit report is very important. Knowing how to dispute items is very important.
Sorry, something caught in my throat. What'd she say? Studying your petty skills. Something caught in my throat like a popcorn kernel. Seriously, if you have a question, you can ask her because she's coming out with a new YouTube channel.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
It's going to be Bougie with No Budget.
I love that name.
Yes.
Bougie with no budget.
You see so many people on a daily basis that's so bougie and ain't got nothing to show for it. They ain't got no budget. They ain't got nothing in place to show, outside of what you look like.
And well, I'm not going to say what you said, but my teller friends have told me it'd be those people that come in with the fur coats and the fancy cars and stuff coming in like they the ish. And they be in there wanting to talk to somebody about reversing negative What is that? What do you call those?
Like fees
Overdraft
and stuff.
fees and stuff. Because they out here trying to live this life in front
Oh
and
my goodness.
account forever in the negative.
I've seen it.
I know a lot
I've
of
seen it
people
within
like
my
that.
personal like circles. Like, not being able to afford or asking to borrow money, but then you out and got the best hair, got the best nails, like you just Gucci bags and you just needed money to pay your light bill. Like, no.
Right.
No, that's not okay. But this is how we live. This is how like every other person to me that I've seen live or have lived like that at some point of their life, and it's not worth it. You can't get anything like that.
But isn't that crazy? And it'll be the person that come up in the bank who's looking plain as ever,
Oh my God.
broke or whatever. You pull up their bank statement, probably like
Like, ooh.
$87,000 in one account. It's the complete opposite.
Yep.
I-
Yep.
Most people, I'm telling you, that love to front and tell you what they got on. Oh, this is a Gucci belt.
Mm-hmm.
I got it from the Gucci store. I paid
Pull up
full
that
price.
account real quick.
Bank account be on a negative $162. Okay.
Most definitely. I have seen it within my own family and friends. Like, no, it's just living outside your means. Like it comes to the point where now that you really need to do something. You're at the age where, you want to make this big purchase, but you made these poor decisions to keep up with who and for what. It's not worth it. But we're just not taught that. Everybody live in the moment until, they get old enough. And then if it takes you X amount of years to get your credit, like mess your credit up, like 5 years maybe, to make these bad decisions, max out credit cards, let them charge off and things like that, where it tears up your credit report, it's not going to be fixed overnight. So when it's time for you to purchase that car, you better start looking at that like 5 years in advance.
Right. I don't know. Like, we got to do better. We got to do better.
Do.
And that's the difference between the people who are, like, have you ever seen people that's like, they are doing big things. How did they do that? They own this big building. They got salons and properties and all that. They didn't have a lot of money. They had decent credit, and they proved to lenders that they are credit worthy.
And they're responsible.
Right. And so you start out small, you manage it, and then you'll start to get bigger and bigger and bigger amounts. And that's how you make a lot of your big dreams come true.
Yep.
Just show lenders that you are responsible with money. So what you said to me, the thing I want to clarify for most people is that we feel like we don't even know where to start financially, because even in my mind at one point, I'm feeling like, oh, I got to go into the bank and I got to open up a business bank account, and you got to have all these documents to open up the business bank account. But she's saying you can have a regular checking account just for this business.
Yeah, you can. The only thing that, which I don't see a lot of businesses, especially entrepreneurs who are starting off, is, if someone writes you a check and you're using your business name, of course, you can't put that in your personal account. But if you using your business name and you're doing like Zelle, then that's okay. That's okay. You have to make sure that you're taking things step by step. Financially, making sure that you're separating the funds, and financially also by making sure that if you're going to do a product and service and you want to use a business name, that you're doing it the right way. So it's no different from you having a job where you have your direct deposit money going in there, and then you have a separate account where you do your leisure. So, and you have to think about it that way. But it's not necessary to start as an entrepreneur opening up a business account right away if you can't do that.
If you can't do that, don't be overwhelmed. That's what I'm saying in a lot of my lives. I think a lot of us are not moving forward with our dreams because we're overthinking it.
Yes.
And here we have a whole branch manager telling you that you don't have to start where you are.
Yes. You got to start somewhere, and that's the hardest part for people. That's the hardest part for me to do anything. It's just getting started. Because once you're on a roll, and you're passionate about something, you're going to research that information. You're going to listen to people and talk to people and surround yourself with people who are doing the same things that you want to do. So you just have to start. Like, you can't procrastinate. You can't put it off. You have to use the resources that you have with the people that's already in that industry. And it's so much with social media, like it's right there. It's different from years and decades ago. You have the tools right in front of you just by social media, but we gotta have that, ask those right questions. Ask questions. Don't be scared to reach out. If that's something that you want to do, you have to ask the right people.
So ask questions. She just said it. You got a professional here. You got a
Yes.
beauty professional here. You got a financial professional here.
Yep. Ask questions. Like the information is free,
Yep.
so why not? People
Yeah.
don't understand that the information is free. It's something that you want to do. Then just you have to ask.
Is this true or false? I heard that there's a such thing. Somebody told me this one time when I had my business. I did have business accounts and all that because I had payroll.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the bankers said one time, she said something about your business credit score. Is that a real thing?
Yes. So anytime you establish a business, the LLC corporations, if it's not a sole proprietorship where you're using your social security number, you have an EIN. That business starts to generate its own credit score. When you open up an account, it's no different from opening up a personal account and applying for a credit card for that business. No matter if it's $200, get that business credit card where it's going to have the business name on it. You use that credit card to purchase your business supplies so you can build that business credit. Yes, how are you going to gain capital if you don't start with the basics such as maintaining a credit card? That business will have its own credit score.
Before a regular bank account, do you all have an internal score for us just with a regular bank account too? Like people who are always doing overdrafts and things like that, do we have a low score? I don't do
No.
overdrafts, I'm just saying.
No. So with your regular bank account, when you are using your social security number, it's always based on your TransUnion, Experience, Equifax credit score. Because we're going by not so much of your history, because most of the time people starting off with a bank account don't have a history with a bank. But we're going off your social security number. When you open up a business, that EIN is
Hmm.
the business social security number. It's no different.
Okay.
It's just for the business. That's why you see so many people, like, you have to be careful with people who consistently change their name, change their business name. That's because that business credit or business standing is not great. So in order for them to continue to function, they have to change the name.
And that's what I said last night in the live. Somebody was asking me, like, should I trademark and all this stuff? And I'm like, well, make sure this is a brand and the names you're going to be sticking to before you go
Hmm.
invest in all this
Keep it in
money.
good standing, like your social security number. Keep it in good standing.
Right. That's first and foremost. Like, let's get that going. So, does anyone have any financial or business related questions? Because that's what we're talking about. Like, this is a good resource right here.
Yes, I can't wait to get my page started.
She's starting her own YouTube channel, and it's going to be about us, the regular everyday fashionistas
Mm.
who skip over this stuff.
Yep.
We can never be a true boss if we don't understand our finances. You can look rich and look whatever way, but on paper, if you are trash on paper, then you're not gonna. A real truth, a reality is gonna hit you sooner or later when you
Definitely.
try to really make some big things happen. If you don't have your finances in order, like that's a big deal. So, does anyone have any questions? Because I want to talk about credit. We were just talking about some little gems in credit, and she told me a little secret. I don't know if she wants to reveal it here, but
Yeah, we can. Look, it's open. Any questions? Any comments?
she said she doesn't have a LLC. She doesn't have a big clientele yet. Would you recommend that she applies for a LLC still?
It depends on what you put in place to grow that clientele. So if you have a solid plan in place and purchasing the material that walks you through how to build your clientele, then yes. Um, with the LLC or any type of business entity, it's all about how you're going to grow that business, because that's how you're going to maintain that business name. So it depends on what your goals are. Are you comfortable and know for sure that with this official business, because that's what it makes the business more official when you create that LLC or that corporation, are you going to be able to grow your clientele from that? What's going to be the benefit from creating this LLC? Because you're going to have to spend money um, to register that business with the state. You're going to have to spend money to maintain that registry with the state, whatever state you're in. So how are you going to be able to do that? And that's how you determine if your business is ready for that.
I just
you don't
said
want
that
to
last night.
Yeah, you don't want to use your name, and now you can't afford to pay the yearly dues to keep that business registered because your clientele is not growing or is declining. You have to do what works for you, and if you know that you can open that business LLC and grow your business based on that, go for it. If not, try to grow it in the way that you're doing it now, and then open that LLC.
That's what I was saying. Everybody is kind of overthinking it. And that's what's stopping a lot of people from becoming legit because they don't start where they are. So people were asking about trademarks and all this stuff. And I'm like, but have you even gotten this business off the ground to even see if this is what you want to do? Or, you might get into it and realize that you want to add in makeup or whatever, or something else to the brand where it's like the name and everything that you selected originally doesn't even fit where your business has gone. So I say first start where you are. Make sure that you are documenting. Like she said, you could do it with a regular bank account just to start out. Take a look at your numbers and see if your business is growing, because if you are separating your dollars, you can take a look at your bank account. And I believe most banks have it where you can kind of separate it quarterly, by year, last 60 days, last 90 days. And you can see, like, my business is growing. This is happening. So now, okay, this business is going in the right direction.
Now
so
let's make it official.
Now let's make it official.
Yeah.
Now, but
if you have to go into that business account for your personal expenses or vice versa, then you're not ready to put that name out there professionally. Because once you add an LLC or incorporate it on the end of a business, people zoom in on you more because they're expecting you to be more professional. So you have to do what works for you to build to that point.
Like it.
Yes,
see, it's a shock.
Yes.
Show them where you're coming from now.
So
can y'all see? I'm gonna put it up close.
They still fresh. These not new, y'all. This is like 3-4 weeks old. I know it look like I just got them done.
No.
But this is the color and style that I'm coming from.
I don't know if you all can see.
Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is really like a month. We're in a month.
Yep. We're 4 weeks old.
So my suggestion was to shock yourself. She likes that color so much. Yes. But I'm like, you know what? Let's go total opposite. So you can really kind of look at it. I don't know. I just tell people, like, I know you have a color that you like, but kind of shake it up and then go completely opposite, then come back to it so you can appreciate it even more when you come back to it.
But this new color is so great. Like, it's so different, but I already love it.
This is called Less is Norse by OPI. It's a nice fall blue gray. So I was just asking her if she liked it because I was just putting it on while she was talking. But I always stop to, kind of gauge to see how a person feels about a color. Because one thing in the bottle, another thing on.
Yes, it's really nice.
Yeah. I hope that answered that question right there. That's something we got to look at. We can do all the social media we want. We can get pretty pages. We can get pretty logos. But it's like, well, how do I get the supplies? That's one of the reasons why I have the website. But it's like, as you're growing, you're going to have to invest a lot of money. So you want to make sure that you got decent credit and things set in place so you can really grow. Like, you got to be able to catch the wave when it happens. A lot of businesses don't. I've seen businesses that are a great idea. It doesn't have to be nails, but just a business in general. That they have a great concept, great branding, all that good stuff. But they're not ready for the growth. They're not prepared for the growth. They don't even have the finances to supply the growth. That's why you run into restaurants and different things like that. And it's like, oh, we out of French fries. We out of this. We out of everything on the menu. That says to me that that's a person who has made not the best financial decisions and they have poor inventory management. To me, a lot of poor inventory management comes from a lot of people just juggling their funds and stuff way too thin. And they probably don't have a lot of credit at their disposal to keep everything properly stocked. They weren't ready for the growth.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend like once you get a certain amount of clientele in any type of business industry, I'm not spending my own personal money for the business. That's the goal. The goal is to use that business credit card to purchase inventory, to get that business capital. Like, you shouldn't be using your, at a certain stage in your business, if you feel comfortable with your growth, you shouldn't be using your personal expenses, your personal income on the business expenses at all. And that's why it's important to separate the two, because then you get to gauge how your business is doing. You get to apply for that business credit card where you're building that credit to purchase items for the business.
That's the point we want to get to. So it all starts with separating business and personal. It's like, well, if I do have, I think this is a question that some people may have. Well, what if I do have money in this account? I'm making money, but I need to use it. I want to pay myself weekly. So what do? Just transfer that money over to my other personal bank account every week?
Absolutely. I always believe in paying myself first in anything that I do. Even working my job, when my direct deposit hit, I pay myself first by putting some money in my savings account, and that's for me. You have to, because you can't work hard and don't have nothing to show for yourself. Like, you are an employee. Even when you run a business, you are an employee too. You the boss.
Right.
The boss got to get paid too.
Right. So I think I just asked that question because I think some people may be like, okay, so you're saying leave the money in there, but I want to spend it.
No, but if you have a personal account and you have a business account, when that business get paid, however you want to pay yourself, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, you know, you make that transfer to your personal account. This is how you show, like, if you want to purchase a home or you want to purchase a car, they're not going to look at the business. They're going to see how much they may, but they want to see how much income you're bringing in, even if it's from your business. You have to pay yourself. It has to be something that's automatic. It has to be something that's consistent. So if you can only pay yourself $500 one week and the next week is not consistent $500, what does that say about the business? That means that the business may be declining because you can't afford to pay yourself the same thing, or increase your pay like you do with a regular job. You expect a raise after a year or so. If you can't give yourself a raise after a year or so, that means you have to reevaluate that business. That business is not making you enough money to support you. It's running, it's not really running itself.
I don't want you all to become overwhelmed with what she's saying. I think because we have a lot of people that are kind of in the beginning stages, so I want people to understand that we got to separate these finances. We got to, that's the first thing you do. And don't feel like you got to have this, business bank. We're working with some people who are really in the beginning stages. It's okay to use a regular bank account just starting out and just getting yourself in the habit of documenting your business income.
Yep, and expenses, because that's important.
And expenses.
Tax time.
Yep, because one of the people I went through to try to get the mortgage. I was going through this home buying program. They were like, you have to go in these bank accounts and you have to write BE and BI or something like that. They wanted me to document everything, but I was like telling them, like, seriously, this bank account, I think they were thrown off because it wasn't a business bank account. And I'm like, this, seriously, all the money in here were from the business.
Yeah.
I'm like, all of these, every deposit is from my business. But I show consistent numbers. So they see month after month, this on a consistent basis is how much I'm bringing in.
Yep. And that's how you know if your business is declining, if that number is not consistent. So it's a way for you to gauge where your business stands as well.
Yep. Does anyone have any questions? Because I am going to log out and get started on her nails. I don't want to feel like everyone's in her personal appointment the whole time. But does anyone have any questions for her? She will be starting a new YouTube channel. It's going to be called, what is it?
Bougie with no budget.
Bougie with no budget, which I think is a fabulous name. So does anyone have any other questions? Thank you so much for answering my question. I'm still planning to call you for the personal consult too. Trying to stay patient and crawl before I walk. Is a business ID number the same as the LLC or no?
So the business ID number is a social security number for the business. So just like you have your name and your social security number, you have the business name, and that business ID number, which is the EIN, is the business social security number. This is how you create that credit profile for the business name, by using that EIN.
You got it. So I hope that was clear. I think it was. Was that clear for you? Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Ah. Ah. Wait, can you tell them something just before we go?
Okay.
Because she told me something that made me say, he said, yes, very clear. I didn't know this, because my biggest thing is some student loans. I know a lot of us have student loans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this ain't gonna come off. There we go. With the student loans, a lot of us might have some late payments or different things like that because we were in deferment, or we didn't put things in deferment in time, so we got those little late marks. And she was explaining one of the biggest ways to kind of get around that or get that stuff adjusted and knocked off your credit. Do you mind sharing that?
No problem.
Okay.
So a common mistake, especially with student loans, it does happen with other lenders, but especially with student loans, is that schedule on your credit report. So on your credit report, it shows every month. It'll say okay, which means that you made the payment as scheduled or as agreed. But anytime you see late payments that go from 30 days late in January, and then in February it says that you were 90 days late, that's inaccurate information, because they missed the 60 days that you were supposed to be late. So that is definitely a valid dispute. With the credit bureaus, they are to report accurate credit, like your accurate credit history, and that can't be accurate because in 1 month you don't go from being 30 days late to 60 days late. That's impossible. So that's definitely called for a dispute. And when you dispute those type of items, and that's just not just with student loans, but with anybody, you be very specific about the error. Even if you send them a copy of the credit report that you've seen it on, have it highlighted, have it circled, and show them that that's inaccurate. And they are forced to either correct it or remove it within 30 to 45 days.
Did y'all know that? I bet you that. And she said that happens a lot.
It happens a lot, a whole lot on actual credit reports. You get a free credit report every 12 months from all 3 credit bureaus. This is the end of the year. It's December, so if you haven't got one for 2019, I would suggest that you request that free credit report and go over it. Go into the new year understanding like what your credit really, where it really stands.
Because guess what? If you have student loans, that's not just one. Like, we have one bad credit card. Those student loans, it's like we have lines on top of lines on top of lines. So each one is like, if you have a late payment across the board on these loans, that's like 10 late payments.
Mm-hmm. For every semester that you were in school, or for every semester, there's a different loan number. So, of course, if you are late in 1 month, that's going to reflect in all the months on the student loan. So, it's a huge impact on your credit report. Because, number one, most of the time, student loans, that's the loan that you owe the most amount of money on outside of a home purchase. And then with the student loans as well, they have a more in-depth credit reporting, because that's like the longest loan that you own. So it's important for that to be accurate. It's important for that to be updated and reported in the correct way.
That's a big deal, because I'm going to tell you something. Like, I have a lot of lines of student loans, right? And I'm just going to say 5 late payments. 5 late payments.
Mm-hmm. That's 5 times.
From a deferment that didn't go through on time can give you like 60, 70 late payments. Yep. 5 months can give you like 5 times however many lines are on there.
Yep.
And that will mess up. I don't care how much you pay your bills on time. Your credit score will lag because of that. So that's important to know. I'm telling you, tomorrow I'm sitting down and I'm pulling up my history, and I'm gonna look at that because I have stuff from back in 1997, which I feel like that shouldn't even still be on there, but I know for a fact they probably skipped over and did something where they had 30 days, 90 days.
Most definitely. Incorrect addresses. If they didn't spell your name wrong, that's inaccurate. If they spelled your name wrong, that's inaccurate. If they have the wrong address, I don't care if you stayed in Unit 3 and they put Unit 2, that's the incorrect address, like disputed. It's up to them to prove that the information that they are reporting on your credit is correct. It's not for you to prove it. It's just for you to look at it and dispute it. So we just have to do our part in reviewing our credit reports on a regular basis and disputing those items that has the slightest errors.
Yep. And I'm telling you, I don't have bad credit, but I'm telling you, I didn't know what to do with all those old student loan marks from years ago. I'm like, I don't even know how to dispute this because it's the government, you know, and I don't fool the government. No, they make mistakes too. So I'm definitely, yes. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Because I think that's what's holding my score back. And what she said about the addresses is true too, because I go in and take time and dispute and challenge stuff all the time. I do it like at least 2 times a year. I just do it. And this last time you didn't tell me that, but I found it on another YouTube channel. A lady said that works, checking, disputing like your name and stuff being spelled wrong. And she was like, it'll give you 20 points. And I did it this last time, and my score went up 20 points just from saying this. I disputed all. I ain't gonna lie to you, I disputed all the old addresses, all the old everything.
Yep.
And then this is another little trick. Am I right? When you dispute and to try to remove all them old addresses and stuff, when you go in to dispute actual credit accounts, it makes it harder for them to even verify stuff.
Yes, and that's what they have to do. When they report stuff on your credit, they're reporting that it's up to date and accurate. So they can't report inaccuracies. And it's up to, you can dispute it. Anytime you're disputing your address, you send them a copy of your ID with your current address, letting them know you have to remove this. This is not my address. Your name, some people spell your name wrong. You have to dispute those items because that's not you if the name is spelled incorrectly.
But guess what? Some of them old bills and stuff that you have is probably connected to that misspelled name.
Yep. A lot of it.
Yep. And that stuff works.
A lot of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to give away all my tips and gems, and I don't want her to give away all her tips and gems either, but that's just a little bit of it. So when her channel goes live, I'm definitely going to be referring you over to Bougie with No Budget.
Yes.
Because she will tell you exactly what you need to do in layman's terms, just how to get it going. Because we're talking about being big bosses and all these big dreams and stuff. We got to start now, even with the branding and everything. That's one part of it, but we got to be setting ourselves up financially to get the credit that we need. When I opened my salon, I did it one way, but it takes money to really grow your business. You don't want to be spending all your cash all the time.
No, you wouldn't spend your cash to purchase a home. You depend on the bank to lend you this money to make those big purchases. It's no different from the business. Mm-hmm. You want those investors, which essentially are the banks who's going to give you that loan, or it's going to approve that loan for you to do what you need to do.
Yep. So I guess we're going to log off. Did I miss a comment? Because I'm down here filing, trying to get this gel off. Seriously now? You got a whole person here that runs a bank. Don't let this job suit she got on fool you now.
Okay.
I tell people that about me. I come on here looking a hot mess and sipping all this wine and talking crazy. Don't assume that I'm just...
That's right. We dress accordingly.
We dress accordingly. And you all see I got on the same little shirt and stuff I had on last night because I'm working.
That's right.
But wait till later on, you guys. I'm going to be cute. I'm going to get my hair done. And I'll be cute.
That's right.
You got a lot of information sitting in front of you right now. She said she's going to come back to this video and taking notes.
Okay.
Ray Nicole said, thank you so much. She is so open and so well spoken. Oh, I ain't well spoken. I'm just playing. I know I'm on here a hot mess. We need more of this, just real talk. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to come back to this video and take notes.
Good.
We need to learn this in school. They don't teach this in school.
No.
They don't teach a lot of this stuff in college.
No.
That's what they should. That's where they start throwing all those credit cards at people. How are you getting the jail off so fast? Look, I don't play. I told y'all, you see, this video been 55 minutes. I brought you all the beginning of her pedicure, and I'm already. This is the drill I use. I told you all. I'm going to unplug it. This is the drill. I sell it on Shecago Beauty Stores. I told you all. I don't be lying. This is the same drill that everybody buying the Cooper drill for $400-500, and this is just like the Cooper drill that I sell, and it's the one. This is how I'm getting it off. It's a powerful, nice drill, and it's not $400 or $500. It's not even $100, and it works just fine for me.
Oh wow.
And you can't be scared. I'm not scared. I'm putting pressure, but like when I'm taking off these stones and stuff, you see I'll stop and do like this, and I'll tap and hold her finger. I'm absorbing the heat. I'm removing the heat, so that's why I do that. And then I'm going to come back to it so the heat can die down. On the ones with the stones and the hard gel, I come back. I'll remove as much as I can. I'm going to come back to it to let it cool off.
Oh, and I don't feel nothing.
And I'm not scared, and I got a nice drill. And I'm using a ceramic bit. This is a ceramic medium bit that I'm using. You got to understand your bits and stuff, when to use which one. And I'm not playing. And this drill is not even up that high. It's just a good drill with a good torque. That torque is what's important in your drill, meaning the rotation on it is nice and even. It has a nice, even, good rotation. You don't have to turn it all the way up. This is on medium. With a medium, ooh, see there's stone pop me in my eye. See, I came right back to it now. The one with the stone. And yeah. That's why I said there's a lot more to this. And understanding what things do, when to change it up. I don't want to burn her, so that's why I keep stopping and pausing, rubbing, absorbing some of the heat off of there, because that will create all this friction with this hard gel can create a heat circle, a ring of fire sort of thing. Not ring of fire, well yeah, a ring of fire, and that can burn, not burn them up, but like they'll feel its heat. So when it comes to those stones and stuff, that's why I try to pull off as many as I can before I start drilling, but then I can drill the rest of them off. Do y'all want me to stay on here and just do the prep work, and then from there, I'm going to log off? Because I talked about that last night. People were like, what exactly do you do? What exactly do you do? You want to keep talking?
We can.
See, I wanted her to, I had to make her get over this fear, because everybody, that initial fear, that's why I said, we're about to go live right now. Overthinking it. One day next month, I'm gonna, and it'll be the next month. After my birthday, I'm gonna do it.
See?
And we'll just keep coming up with reasons and stuff to put it off.
That's me.
So
That's me too.
I talked about, let me get this nail off though. I talked about this last night, the nail prep. I made a video the other day. Yes, I'm gonna pry this off. But see, she had a problem with this one. We're trying to see what's going on with it. It was, I don't know exactly what happened, but oh my God, this sucker's still on here. But you said it doesn't hurt.
That's why it lasts so. That's why my nails last so long. They be super strong.
Oh, she has a low tolerance for pain. I learned.
Yes, y'all. AKA, I'm a punk.
This is what I'm gonna do, so I don't make this video too long. I'm gonna do all of this. So somebody asked about what do I do with prepping the nails. So this is how I prep the nails. You see how fast I'm pushing everything back. I do go in and do some old school stuff mixed in with some new school stuff. So I'm pushing everything back. And I'm pushing this cuticle back, but you have that true cuticle that's laying on the nail bed, and that is where the drill bit is gonna come in. So this is just really quickly, when I said boom, 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 this is the boom, boom, boom. This is the boom, boom, boom. I'm going to change my drill bit. Put this in my barber side. All this is in barber side. Oops. And I'm going to switch over to a cuticle bit. And I'm going to clean. really quickly.
This
Yeah.
is like a bonus. Like they get to see this.
Yeah, because they ask and I'm explaining stuff, and I'm like, I never think to go live when I'm working because this is more of a talking channel, and I don't have it close up. At the end of the day, this is her appointment, so she's not here to be a model. She's just nice enough to say, oh, it's okay to record it, so I'm not gonna stop and get all that close up stuff. And I'm just giving you the gist of how you can make sure you're providing a quality service and cleaning the nail bed, moving along without taking so long. Because somebody on the live yesterday said they take 6 hours to do a set of nails.
Oh.
Nothing takes 6 hours. 6 hours, I'm on my third person already.
Okay.
And that's feet and hands, and balls. And maybe some lashes in there, I don't know. That's just too long. So now all that cuticle stuff is cleaned up. So what I'm going to do now I'm going to switch bits again. You got to understand your bits and the purposes that they use. I use a new bit for every client. I'm going to take some tissue, put it on here, grab a fine bit. This is just me. I'm putting a fine bit on here. The tissue is just to make it more secure. And now I'm switching over to a fine sanding bit. And now I'm going to go ahead and go around this nail one more time. None of them have any lifting or anything. But now I'm just going around it one more time and evening this out. It's getting a little gel polish I see on the corners. I'm just hitting, lightly tapping, but remember this is a fine bit. So, how long I've been working on the nails? 15 minutes or so?
Yep.
We'll be adding on acrylic next. Once I clean them, then I'll be going in and adding on acrylic. Oops. I'm just trying to get a little gel that I see. Some of the remnants from the gel polish, I can just see it, so that's why I'm just tapping it lightly. You see, I'm not going all the way down the nail. That's where a lot of nail techs waste time. Why are you worried about the bottom of the nail? You still got it. You just doing the filling. You're just filling up the top of the nail. So you just prepping the top part. That's it. That's it. I don't fool with the bottom. And I'll have people say, oh, I don't know. I want to cut them down, or I want to. I'm like, yeah, I'll get to that part, whatever. But I don't like to do double work. So my focus right now is just prepping them for fill. You have any questions?
They really have a bonus today.
Because, yeah, they never really see me work. It's very
But that's good, though.
random. I just... If some of her nails were lifted, I would just lift those pieces up and just hit it with the drill. But I don't focus too much on trying to get it perfectly flat. I'm just trying to hit it with the drill, and then I'm going to go in and clean it and spray it with alcohol. So, just to make sure it's clean, I get it as close as I can, break off as much as I can, and I will just feel that, Just getting a little gel I see. Some of the old color I saw in the corners. Oops. That's it.
That's it.
And at this point, I would just wipe them down with a nail wipe, and then I would do the fill. I use the cuticle bit on customers in my salon. The customers complained, said I don't know what I was doing. What? No. No, that's an extra step to take. That's actually good. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and get this off. I don't know, shit. Chop shop customers are crazy. Yeah, a lot of them are used to. Ooh, are you hurting?
Nope.
Okay. A lot of them are used to have just slopped on stuff. So when you try to do things the proper way or take extra precautions or extra steps that should be taken, they're like, you don't know what you're doing. But that's when you're supposed to educate people.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
Now, oh, sorry. I will tell you that one of my flaws is I forgot a lot of those technical terms from school because it's been so long. So I just say cuticle, true cuticle. But you could just say it's a little flap of skin up under here, and this drill bit just removes that from the nail bed so they don't lift.
Right.
And pop off. And that's all I would say. That's all I would say.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. A lot of people just don't know any better. I don't know. And I personally, chop shop, you said it right, chop shop customers. They're just customers. They're not clients. They just hop in anybody's chair. They don't even care. They don't know. They don't want to know. They don't. And some people are like, oh my God, I can't believe she's pulling off that nail. You would be forever trying to soak one person nail off. If you have a full book and you sitting there trying to soak a person finger, one finger, you won't do that many people that day. You really won't.
This is faster.
Boom.
All done.
We had to give her a little time because she was in here. If y'all could, I wouldn't have put her on camera that day. I would have been. Y'all probably all would have unsubscribed. Like, oh my God.
Yes.
TV hurting people. She was in here like, I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm like, maybe she ain't gonna come back to me. I don't know what I did.
No, I'm a punk. That's all.
I couldn't even see what I'm like. She wouldn't even let me touch her. Like, that's enough. Don't touch it. I'm like, I'm gonna need you to go home for a couple days and come back to me.
It was fresh.
And I'm like, I don't know if she gonna come back. I hope she come back.
Most definitely. I ain't going to chop shop no more.
I was like, Lord have mercy. I can't even see why. And I still don't see why I was hurting so much because I'm thinking I'm going to see a crack in here, and it's not.
That's why I said it wasn't even bleeding. I'm just a punk. It was me. It was me.
I swear she was in and out my house in like 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay, she's going to come back when she's feeling better. Because I couldn't even diagnose the problem. I couldn't even get to it. I'm like, I don't know what just happened here. So the nail, sometimes you just hit a nail and you don't even know something happened and you didn't even think about it because it was happening like while you were in the middle of your day. Like, let's just say you're grabbing a whole bunch of stuff while you're trying to get in the house, or a whole bunch of stuff while you're running into work, and it happened so fast, but you're just moving so you didn't even realize it, you know?
Yep, and that's probably what happened with me because I was doing a lot of running in and out the cold and didn't even realize I hit my nail. But like you said, come back, you like give it 2 or 3 days, and 2 or 3 days it was feeling perfectly fine. I'm like, okay, how'd she know that?
Because I've been through all this stuff before, and I'm just like, I don't really know what to say. And see what I'm saying? See how easy I put that drill bit on there? I'm just going to drill it around here so I don't have to switch bits real quick. But I just, boop. That nail is ready to go too. It might be a little bit longer than the other one. We'll go like that. Boop.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So she is ready for fill, for real. So that's a repair. We got the pedicure out the way. About to fill and figure out what we're going to do with design work for her nails. But we're going to keep talking, so now I'm going to log off for real. I hope you've enjoyed today's live. I don't know if you want to catch the live from yesterday. It was 4 hours long. Y'all swear to God, y'all be having me online forever. I looked at that. I said, Tanisha, you was online for 4 hours with these people, and towards the end, because I'm study sipping and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I was a little tipsy at the end. I was real tipsy. See, I use those wipes, the Sanex strips. This is what I do, lint free. Get up in there and clean. If she had any lifting, I would spray so it can kind of leak down in there. But she doesn't have lifting, so I'm just wiping. This is just something I do to keep it clean. And now I'm going to prime and go ahead and fill. So I'll catch you guys in the next live or the next video. I was wondering what booking app to use when you're just starting out. Acuity, ACUITY. That's the one I use. It's $10 a month. That's it. I told you I leave my liquid out, my brush always sitting. So, all right, I'll catch you on the next live. Bye.